Hey there YouTube, welcome back to another comic book video. We are going to continue our coverage over Destiny of X era of X-Men comics, and we actually pick up with Knights of X #1. This is going to be the book where we actually get the sequel to Tini Howard's Excalibur series. It wrapped up with basically Bessie Braddock being stuck in Otherworld because the gate that was the access point for Krakoa and Otherworld is gone. Secondly, Otherworld is now under control by Merilyn, who had replaced Saturnine, well, forced her out, and because of that, Otherworld is not doing well right now. Also, King Arthur is back, and he is down to help Merilyn because there was this prophecy saying King Arthur will lose and basically lose everything to his son, who is supposedly evil and also a mutant. Something else to mention is that Otherworld is actually connected to all of the universes and dimensions in Marvel's multiverse. So right now, technically, it's really bad for Merilyn to be in charge at the moment for Otherworld. And so that is the moment where we actually do pick up with a character known as the Jersey Devil. Now, when it comes to the Jersey Devil, he was a character we actually met over in New Mutants. Now, when it comes to the Jersey Devil, he left Krakoa because he felt like Otherworld would be better for someone like him. And of course, he began to enjoy Otherworld. The problem is though, right now in Otherworld, Merilyn's in charge right now. And Merilyn told anybody who's actually working for him to hunt down witch breeds. Now, witch breeds is a term used in Otherworld to say you are a mutant. And of course, with you being a mutant, we believe you do not belong here, especially to Merilyn. And so right now, Merilyn has sent out the Furies to go after anybody who is a witch breed, or of course a mutant. Now, when it comes to the Furies are technically sentinels in Otherworld, but at the same time they're not, because their original purpose was to not go out there to hunt down witch breeds at all. But of course, thanks to Merilyn, now that is their goal, to go out there and find people who are technically mutants. Now, with that being said, the Jersey Devil is actually saved by, of course, Bessie Braddock. But here's the thing though, this is not the main Marvel Universe Bessie Braddock. Matter of fact, this is another universe Bessie Braddock. But right now you have this Bessie Braddock kind of tell Blue Devil everything he needs to know right now about Otherworld, but begin the process of taking him to a spot where all mutants are right now going to, as a way to protect themselves against the forces of Merilyn, because right now they are technically trapped in Otherworld. That one gate that led to Krakoa was the only gate that could get them back home, and right now that gate is gone. But the reason why you have another version of Bessie Braddock right now in Otherworld is because when it came to Bessie Braddock over in X of Swords and also in Excalibur, it was thanks to her we got the revival of the Captain Britain Corps. And remember, the Captain Britain Corps was technically killed off in Jonathan Hickman's run on Avengers and New Avengers. And so when it came to Bessie Braddock, she was able to bring it back. And so right now, the new version of the Captain Britain Corps is just other versions of herself from different universes across Marvel's multiverse. But right now, they're all here right now, just trying to help out the main Marvel universe find a way to actually defeat Merilyn and bring Saturnine back onto the throne of Otherworld. And so then we actually pick up with Bessie Braddock and also Saturnine. Now when we do, it's right now the two characters actually arguing with one another. Now the reason why the two characters are kind of mad at each other right now, because Saturnine feels like Bessie Braddock is not moving fast enough when it comes to the idea of getting rid of Merilyn, so that Saturnine can be back in charge of Otherworld. But when it comes to Bessie Braddock, she's kind of like, listen, you have to understand that right now we only have one kingdom on our side. The other kingdoms are on his side right now. It's not a fair battle, but at the same time, I'm somebody who wants to protect my people, fellow mutants, and right now they're across Otherworld and they need my help because they're also being hunted down. Now here's the big thing though, because if mutants die in Otherworld, they can't come back normally when it comes to the 5. And remember, the 5 are the 5 mutants who have the ability to bring you back to life by making you a clone body and then downloading your memories into a clone body. But here's the thing though, guys, because when it comes to Otherworld, if you die Otherworld, you come back corrupted, you come back different. And so of course right now it's Bessie saying if they die here, they're technically dead for good. We can never bring them back at all. And right now it's Bessie saying I need reinforcement. I need other mutants here to basically help me out right now. And when it comes to Saturnine, unfortunately, she can't bring any kind of reinforcements to help Bessie out at all, because right now the gate that led over to Krakoa is closed. And so they have to find another way to get back over to the main Marvel Universe Earth to get some help and come back over to Otherworld. And so then we actually picked up with Bessie Braddock right now going over to where Lady Roma is at. Now Lady Roma is actually the daughter to Merilyn, but she was the one person on the side of the mutants and also Saturnine and Captain Britain. And so right now you have everybody trying to get to her kingdom for protection against the forces of Merilyn. Now here's the thing though, because you have Bessie Braddock right now coming to Lady Roma for help, saying, can I borrow your army? And she says no. And the reason why, because her people and Merilyn's people, they belong to the same race. And so what she is saying is that when it comes to our people, they're not going to fight against each other at all. Now you didn't have Bessie ask about fairy tale magic. Now, when it comes to fairy magic, it's very powerful. But the problem is though, and you have Lady Romans tell us this, that when it comes to fairy magic, the way it works is that there has to be stories involved so that fairies are able to use their magic on you. And so unless there's some kind of story about you out there, then fairies cannot help you like you want them to actually help you. But then she says there is a way around that though. What if I send you guys on a quest? And if I do that, we then have a story. And with that story, you'll then be able to actually go back over to Krakoa, get some reinforcements, and bring them back over here to fight against the forces of Merilyn. But when it comes to this quest is going to take you somewhere else in Otherworld for a special item. But at least you'll have your friends back to help you fight against the forces of Merilyn. Now, here's the thing though, because we do see a list of characters that's going to help her out when it comes to fighting against Merilyn in Otherworld. And so these are the characters that are going to help out Bessie on her quest to hopefully find this powerful item that could most likely help them defeat Merilyn. And so that will be Richter, Shatterstar, Blood Moon, Gambit, Rachel Summers, Jubilee as well. Now most of these characters, we actually saw them back in Teeny Howard's Excalibur run. But here's the thing though, they're coming all right back again to help Bessie with this quest. Now here's the thing, because when it came to Lady Roma, she said you're going to have 10 knights including you, and right now we only have 8 knights. And the question is right now, who are going to be the other 2 knights to help Bessie on this quest for a powerful item that can actually help defeat Merilyn? And so you have Bessie say, listen, I know one person who could help us, but I want to bring him back to life first. And so that is the moment where we do see Bessie Braddock right now go over to the 5. Now, when it comes to the 5, remember, they are 5 mutants that have the ability to bring someone back to life. Now, here's the thing though, they do make you a clone body, and so your mind is downloaded into that clone body. Now, here's the thing though, because when it comes to Bessie Braddock, she's right now trying to bring back a particular person that has been dead for a good period of time, and that would be, of course, Mordred, the son of King Arthur. Because remember, there was that prophecy that said King Arthur will lose everything to his son, who is apparently evil, but also a mutant. But here's the thing though, when they try to do the process, they're technically using things from Otherworld that was left behind by Mordred to hopefully use it as a way to make him a new clone body. But when they go through the whole process, well, unfortunately though, When they are done, they have nothing. Like he was inside the egg and then he just disappeared. And the question is right now, where did he run off to? But then we're going to find out who is going to be another knight on this team, but at the same time, we're going to lose a knight. But right now, we kind of find out Shogo is going to be a knight. Yes, the baby of Jubilee. Because remember, when it comes to the baby of Jubilee, when he was in Otherworld, he was turned into a dragon. Because Otherworld is more of kind of like a world of imagination. And when it comes to a baby, their imagination, it runs wild. And so, of course, when it comes to Shogo, his imagination was so wild that he turned himself into a dragon in Otherworld. But the problem is though, ever since he's been back on Krakoa, he has not woken up at all. It's just him right now constantly having a dream of Otherworld, wanting to go back there and be a dragon once again. And so of course, he'll right now go back with the knights back to Otherworld, but of course when they arrive, he'll be a dragon once again. Now, of course, when Excalibur begins to open up the book to begin their quest, well, that is the moment they are actually teleported back over into Otherworld to begin their quest. Now, here's the thing, though, because right now they're about to lose a character, and of course, this character is not going to die or anything. It's just that they were not chosen for this quest, which means right now they're down one more member when it comes to the Knights of X. Because again, they're supposed to have 10 knights. With Shogo, it made 9. But now Jubilee did not come with them, because when they do arrive back in Otherworld, everyone else is there, including her son, but not Jubilee. And so once again, they're down to 8 again, and they still need 2 more knights on their team to be able to actually complete the quest. Now that is the moment where you have Blood Moon say, the reason why Jubilee is not here right now, because she was not chosen for this quest. If you're not chosen, you're not allowed to go on this quest at all. Now with that being said though, you did have our heroes wonder, who can they use to replace the 2 empty spots with the Knights of X? And that is the moment where you have Rachel say, oh wait, I know someone who could actually replace an empty spot right now. And we kind of find out that the character they're talking about right now is a character known as Kai Lun. Now, Kai Lun is an old Marvel character, but at the same time though, when it comes to Kai Lun, he's right now technically being attacked by the forces of Merilyn. Now, here's the thing, he is luckily saved by, of course, Excalibur coming in the last second to help out. Now, when they do arrive, of course, he does join their team, except that is the moment where you have Rachel Summers say, hey Betsy, I think we're to have more problems right now. Someone else is coming in right now, and matter of fact, they're attacking the forces of King Arthur. And King Arthur cannot believe what he's actually seeing, because right now the prophecy is coming to life, it seems. And we kind of find out it is Mordred. Mordred is right now attacking the forces of King Arthur. And King Arthur cannot believe what he is seeing right now. He's seeing his army totally get wrecked by the forces of course, Mordred. And right now it seems like the prophecy is coming to life. Now here's the thing though, because right now you have our heroes wonder if it actually is Mordred. Did their actual possibility of bringing him back to life actually work? The thing is though, he is so powerful, he is able to cut through the forces of King Arthur just like that. But once the battle is done, you then have our heroes pull him over to the side to ask him, hey man, are you actually Mordred? But here's the thing though, because when he does take off his helmet, you have one members of the Knight of X realize that this is not the Mordred that they remember. He's a whole lot younger, a tad bit different. And now they're wondering if they brought back the wrong Mordred when Betsy went over to the 5 and asked the 5 to bring back Mordred to life. And so right now the question is, who is this version of Mordred? But now, because you have all 10 knights here together right now, you have the quest actually begin here, where you actually have the sky reveal what kind of item they're going to look for. The item that's going to be very important in helping them to actually stop Merilyn. And we come to find out is the item known as the Siege of Perilous. And this item right here is really powerful enough to hopefully help our heroes actually defeat Merilyn. But at the same time though, when the heroes found out what item they need to kind of help them win the battle, of course, that is the moment where you have Merilyn also see the item as well. And he tells King Arthur, you're gonna have to stop your son, but at the same time, you're gonna have to get that item before they get it. Because if they get it, it's technically over for the both of us. But this is where we are going to end today's comic book video. So please leave me a like down below and subscribe. But guys, see y'all next time. Later.